I think most of us can understand the pain of being a one-hit wonder, playing songs to an audience of people, struggling through a full hour set waiting for you to play the one song they know before you leave the stage.
I'm gonna tune up and take some deep breaths because you might actually know what this is supposed to sound like.
You may have a new album out or just a catalog of songs that your dedicated fans love. Most people would grow to hate that song. That's understandable. But what about when this isn't the case? Maybe you've outgrown your art, simply played it too many times, get pelted with Mentos every time you perform the song live.
You realize once we play the song live, people are going to throw these things that are racist, right? See what I mean? Jesus Christ, that's 20 years ago!
Or are just sick of a song defining you. In this video, we're going to talk about artists who can't stand their biggest song, no matter how good it is. The Beastie Boys released their massively successful debut album, Licensed to Ill, in 1986. Despite being the fourth single off the album, You Gotta Fight for Your Right to Party became the band's most successful song in their entire catalog, as the only single to ever break into the Billboard Top 10. Licensed to Ill still produced the iconic songs Girls, No Sleep Till Brooklyn,
No Sleep Till,
and Brass Monkey.
Brass Monkey.
And it was also the first rap album to ever top the Billboard Top 200, making it a massively influential record. The band actually stopped performing You Gotta Fight for Your Right to Party after their 1987 tour, as so much of their image got tied to the song. Mike had this to say in a 2006 interview.
That song was the one that informed everyone. And so next thing you knew, we would go out and play shows and look, and the whole place would just be full of like frat boys, like drunken frat boys. And so it was, so there we were.
According to the band, the song was meant to be a parody of frat boy culture. The music video shows the band crashing a party with a bunch of nerdy art kids just hanging out, minding their own business, with the band chugging alcohol, smashing things, and bringing over a bunch of metalheads and frat bros. During this era, the band were also known to feature a large hydraulic phallic object at shows and girls dancing in cages. While the Beastie Boys embodied a lot of the party culture that they claimed to be parodying, the band did spawn out of the New York punk scene, forming from members of the 1979 hardcore punk band, the Young Aborigines, eventually transitioning to their hip-hop sound in 1983. They were nerdy, anti-establishment kids at their core, so I'm sure there was at least some merit to these claims. The band went on to denounce the song, claiming that the song and the band's image during the Licensed to Ill era attracted an audience that the band wasn't expecting, with Ad Rock later being quoted stating, "A sloppy drunk dude trying to creep on young women was repugnant to punks like us." I wouldn't be surprised if some of their statements are revisionist, but who am I to say? In later albums, the band did go on to clean up their image and promote a more positive message. The band frequently addressed sexism and domestic violence against women, including in the song Sure Shot.
I want to say a little something that's long overdue. The disrespect of women has got to be due to all the mothers and the sisters and the wives and friends. I want to offer my love and respect to the end.
And also with their award acceptance speech in 1999, following numerous reported sexual assaults against women that year at Woodstock. The Beastie Boys still left a pretty incredible legacy with Licensed to Ill, as well as later albums, and You Gotta Fight for Your Right to Party was named as one of the 500 songs that shaped rock and roll by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame just a few years back. Radiohead will always be one of my favorite bands of all time. OK Computer is a masterpiece, and the band's evolution over the years is kind of mind-blowing. The group is praised for their fearless experimentation, blending elements of electronic and rock music, pulling in influences from about every genre, and producing radio-friendly hits in weird time signatures. The group is truly prolific, has undoubtedly pushed the boundaries of rock and influenced generations of musicians. Despite this, their most commercially successful song, Creep, was released on their debut album, Pablo Honey, and features a very simple arrangement, so simple actually that the band was found liable of copyright infringement for the chord progression and melody too closely resembling the song The Air That I Breathe by Albert Hammond. The band didn't even plan to release the song and only recorded it at the suggestion of their producers. In fact, they didn't even know they were being recorded, according to drummer Philip Selway. Johnny Greenwood, the band's lead guitarist, is quoted stating, "We were asked to play some things to check the levels of the tape, and we just did one that we liked best from rehearsing it the day before. We'd only written it the week before, and we were just kind of very keen to play it for each other, and they happened to record it." Greenwood actually tried to ruin the song during the recording by slamming on his guitar, giving those infamous chunks before the chorus.
You're so fucking special.
The band haven't been shy about their dislike of the song and the impact that it's had on their image since as early as 1993. In 1994, Tom York had this to say on MTV.
It does something to your head though when everybody reduces you to the point one specific line in the song and that's it, and everything is just that bloody line. We still get people coming up saying it's not your best song, you know, and it's the one that most obviously comes flying out of the radio. We're moving on. Thank you very much.
Guitarist Ed O'Brien is on record stating, "We seem to be living out the same 4.5 minutes of our lives over and over again. It was incredibly stultifying." The lyrics of the song My Iron Lung from the band's sophomore album include, "This is our new song, just like the last one, a total waste of time," which are believed to have been a jab at the song Creep. And the song as a concept is believed to be a metaphor, with Creep keeping the band alive, but also constraining them to perform a certain style of music. The band had such a bad relationship with the song, it was extremely rare to see the song live after about 1997 when OK Computer was released, even going 7 years between 2009 and 2016 without playing the song live once. In 2009, they opened with Creep during their headlining set at Reading Festival, and it was not played again until the 2016 A Moon-Shaped Pool tour, to the shock of Johnny Greenwood.
That's all about to change.
The band have definitely separated their identity from the song, and it does seem like their relationship with the song has improved as they're performing it live more often, knowing that the fans do enjoy to see it. Or Tom has just gotten softer with age. Creep is one of the best songs of the 1990s, probably even all time, and Radiohead is still too cool for it. The Foo Fighters released their debut album in 1995, and with it a few singles, but most notably the song Big Me, which in my opinion still stands as one of the band's best songs 30 years later. The song was written and produced exclusively by Dave Grohl, along with every other song on the debut album except for Ecstatic, which features a cameo from Greg Dooley of the Afghan Whigs. The song was originally written by Grohl during his time in Nirvana and was actually first recorded during the final Nirvana recording sessions.
This song, me and Chris Novoselic recorded at the very last session that Nirvana ever had at a studio that was up at Shoreline.
Dave described Big Me as a short, tongue-in-cheek, ridiculously candy-coated pop tune, which played a big role in the music video direction. The video is a spoof on the classic 1990s Mentos candy commercials, featuring a corny but catchy Mentos jingle, and people in some minor predicament that solve their problem after eating a Mentos. It's almost as if the ads were purposefully made to be as goofy as possible, with everyone appearing relentlessly optimistic, and honestly it worked, with the company tripling sales over several years. The Big Me video features a fake candy called Futos, the Fresh Fighter, and essentially a compilation of scenarios paralleling the Mentos commercials. It's honestly great. At this point, you're probably thinking, well, Dave described the song as overly poppy and probably just thinks that the song and video are corny, and you'd be wrong. The real reason the Foo Fighters hate the song? Notice anything? According to Dave, the band went about 7 years without performing the song live because they got so sick of being hit with Mentos, despite the popularity of the song and the fact that the band legitimately likes it. They didn't start performing it again until after going on tour with Weezer, who covered their song every night. During that time, Dave had this to say.
And I remember when we were doing it, Pat,
guitar player, Pat, he goes, you know that every time we play this for the rest of our lives, people are going to throw that candy at us every night, right? I was like, no, there's no way they'll do that. Sure as hell, the video comes out. First night of the tour in Denver, it's like, this song's called Big Me, and it was like riot guns of Mentos, just go, and those things hurt, you know, they're like rocks. So, you know, we played it for whatever, a tour, and then I was just like, this song. I don't want to play it if these people are going to throw that stuff at us. So we stopped. And I mean, we stopped playing it for like 10 years. We stopped playing it. I never wanted to hear that song again. I hated that song.
What a ridiculous but awesome legacy for a song.
It's a song from the year 2004. When we wrote this song, it meant to us very little. Tonight, it means even less. Ladies!
The Arctic Monkeys hit the scene in 2005 with a series of singles followed up by their debut album, Whatever People Say I Am, That's What I'm Not, the following year. At the time, the band would have only been about 19 years old, and they were already being called our generation's most important band, with NME giving the album a 10 out of 10, and the band being named the biggest new band since Oasis. The song that catapulted the Arctic Monkeys into the spotlight was none other than I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor, although by no means were they a one-hit wonder. According to Spotify numbers, it is only their 10th most popular song in 2025. The song was recorded 3 different times with 3 different producers and first appeared on the band's 2004 demo album titled Beneath the Boardwalk. The final version of the song is likely the one you know and the one appearing on the band's debut album, but to make things even more confusing, the official music video for the song features a live recording which was actually playing on TV before the album version was even released. The live version famously starts with singer Alex Turner stating, "Don't believe the hype."
We're Arctic Monkeys, this is I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor. Don't believe the hype.
Likely as a counter to all the attention the band was receiving at the time. Alex Turner has been critical of this specific song for many years now. In this clip from a 2011 interview with NME, Alex talks about the lyrics to the song.
I did find like the lyrics for it like not long ago, like scribbled on like a piece of paper, which was quite funny. Like found like the...
Were there any different changes?
Oh yeah, like loads, yeah, there were all sorts of stuff about like cigarettes and stuff in it. But
not any regrets not putting in there now?
No, like they were all, there were some stinkers in there. Arguably there still is, but
He goes on to state that he had fallen out with this song, but does have fun playing it now. And look, I may be reading into it too much, but I'm not sold that this is how he really feels.
now when it kind of comes round and set, it's just like fun, you know, like it's we all sort of really enjoy playing that.
Not only was the band extremely young when they wrote and recorded their first album, they were also thrust into the limelight and put under immense pressure. I can 100% understand looking back at a song you wrote when you were 18 and cringing, or at the very least just not relating to the material anymore. Most of us don't have to look back and relive moments from our younger and more awkward years over and over, but especially not out in the public for everyone to see. The band has also been transparent about their desire to evolve since their second album. Right around the release of Favorite Worst Nightmare, they were already talking about writing more complex arrangements.
Did you know what kind of record you wanted to make? When you went in, did you know there were certain rules in your own heads that you didn't want to do a certain song like Marty Bum? Did you just didn't want to do, you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe I think I didn't.
We talked about it, haven't we?
Like arrangements and stuff, I think we didn't want to just do like a straightforward like arrangement as tunes like that. It'd just be so like straight on the radio.
Yeah, traditional, typical, expected.
Yeah.
And after AM was released, the band stated that they weren't worried about fans sticking around with them as they evolve. Alex's lyrical style has certainly changed over time as well. He's always been an incredible lyricist, but songs like I Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor use straightforward lyrics that come off as observations of social situations and British nightlife. His lyrics became much more ambiguous over time, often drawing influence from cinema and literature. It's a shame that the Arctic Monkeys have discounted their early music so much. In my opinion, that record has stood the test of time, and it is one of the most fun rock albums that is released in my entire lifetime, as straightforward as it may be.
At some point we'll do a proper edit of this song and just do a remix. I'd like to make it a little bit quicker, a little bit shorter, a little bit tighter, maybe mix the drums slightly, you understand? And it would just be a much better song, Will. I'm so sorry I messed it up when I was a young man. It's not that good, but, but we're going to try and play it anyway. Ready? Here we go.
Coldplay have one song in their catalog that they just can't stand, and honestly, I would have never expected it. The band's song Speed of Sound was released on their third studio album, X and Y, in 2005 as the lead single off the album. It's a pretty simple song that parallels a lot of the sound from their prior and highly successful record, A Rush of Blood to the Head. Coldplay are on another level of success than all of the bands we talked about so far in this video, with over 100 million albums sold, 300 awards won, and 9 billion streamed songs. The band's current tour also dethroned Taylor Swift's Eras Tour as the most attended tour of all time. Absolutely insane. Despite their success, critics have not been so kind to the band, which may have had some influence on their view of the song and the record. Speed of Sound was largely criticized for sounding too much like the band's song Clocks. In a review of Speed of Sound, Pop Matters wrote, "It comes close to sounding too safe, almost like the band is on autopilot," and Pitchfork wrote that X and Y was bland but never offensive, listenable but not memorable. There were even major publications like the New York Times referring to them as the most insufferable band of the decade, and describing the record as faultless to a fault, with instrumental tracks purged of any glimmer of human frailty.
The New York Times stepped out to call you the, I don't want to quote it from memory, but it might have been the most insufferable band of the decade.
Yeah. Well, I think they're correct. We're doing what we can to change that.
The recording of X and Y and Speed of Sound was a big trial for Coldplay. The released album is the third version the band recorded, changing studios and producers along the way. The band actually wrote 60 songs and ditched 52 of them while working on the record. Singer Chris Martin talked about the pressure that was on them for the record to be successful, which was weighing on the band, on top of the band being perfectionists, delaying the release of the album about half a year due to constant changes. The delay actually caused the stock price of the band's label EMI to drop 16% leading up to the release. And after all that effort, the band still weren't really happy with the final result. I'm still a pretty big fan of Coldplay's first few albums, but never really liked the production on X and Y. It almost felt sterile. Chris Martin talked about his feelings on the production with Howard Stern back in 2014.
Have any of your songs ever become hits that you thought were terrible?
One.
Which one?
A song called Speed of Sound.
So you think Speed of Sound is a bad song?
No, I think we just did a shit recording.
Play a little of Speed of Sound, please.
I don't really want to.
Yes, you must. All right.
Why exactly Speed of Sound is the one song that Coldplay can't stand, I don't really get, but the band did go about 10 years without performing the song live. Despite some bad reviews from critics, the song and larger album were very well received by listeners, and Coldplay have only become more popular with time. Maybe one day we'll get the proper re-recording of the song that Chris Martin needs to be happy with it. Paramore released the song Misery Business in 2007 on their second studio album, Riot. Paramore's staying power as a band is probably something we should study, but that's not what we're here to talk about today. Misery Business is a song written by singer Hayley Williams, recounting her falling for this boy who's with another girl that Hayley feels is taking advantage of him. Eventually, Hayley wins the boy over and they get together. It's a pretty silly song, clearly written by a teenage Hayley Williams back when this style of music was massively popular. If the cover art of the song doesn't bring you back, then I don't know what to tell you. And honestly, I loved the song when it was released, and I still love the song in 2025. It's just a fun pop punk song. It was also Paramore's most successful song until Ain't It Fun was released 7 years later. The song does use some questionable lyrics given Hayley's feminist image, notably the line, As a result, the band decided that they would not be performing the song live anymore in 2018.
Tonight we're playing this song for the last time for a very long time.
Haley initially addressed criticism of the song back in 2016 on her Tumblr blog, stating, "Misery Business is not a set of lyrics that I relate to as a 26-year-old woman. I haven't related to it in a very long time. Those words were written when I was 17, admittedly from a very narrow-minded perspective." The band still continued to play the song for a couple of years before that concert in 2018. After retiring the song, Haley doubled down on her stance in 2020 after Spotify featured the song in their Women of Rock playlist, writing, "I know it's one of the band's biggest songs, but it shouldn't be used to promote anything having to do with female empowerment or solidarity. I'm so proud of Paramore's career. It's not about shame. It's about growth and progression. And though it'll always be a fan favorite, we don't need to include it on new playlists in 2020. Since then, the band have changed course and decided to start performing the song live again because TikTok said it was okay. Actually, the first time she performed it again was with headliner Billie Eilish at Coachella 2022. Haley revealed that she actually tried to talk Eilish out of performing Misery Business, but did eventually give in to Billie's request to play the song, and their performance was killer. Haley's an incredible performer. I think she knows her fans want to hear the song live, and honestly, I think she's denounced the lyrics enough. It's pretty admirable to retire one of, if not your most popular songs, simply because you want to project a positive image. In this 2022 performance, Haley's seen covering her mouth during the line and scolding the crowd for singing along, clearly having fun with it while still giving the people what they want. Zine to Screen is a new channel, and your support means so much to me. If you like the video, please consider leaving a like and subscribing for more content like this. I'll see you all soon for the next one. Peace.